Don't worry, it's not that, Raiden. It'll be your turn one day. I'll probably be dead before then. We have so many games from the 90s to go through and I'm at the 16-bit era of that decade. Oh, hey. This is fine. I'm Araknie and this is Raiden 2. Don't worry about the first one, I will not touch it. In theory this should have been a versus review between this one and the DX version, this being a remake of the second entry done 1 year later. But that wasn't possible, this redone entry was just too hard to be fun. It also changed the rules in the final level so that now it's a checkpoint system instead of instant respawn. I arrived 2 times at the final boss this way, but it took me a total of almost an hour to just get these 2 occasions. Nah, thanks. Shoot 'em ups with insta-respawn are the good ones, not this stuff. So, Raiden 2, what is the story of this game? Apparently it's a direct sequel to the first one, but since none of that is in the game, we do our usual thing. We don't give a fuck. Gameplay is our usual fare. The Easter ending parts are 2, the weapons you have and the interaction with the backgrounds. There's 2 standard ones like a fire bullet that the more you collect the more it spreads around its seed. The other one is a super concentrated laser that will get thicker and thicker. The one that is quite unique is a special crystal power weapon that it powers up the more you use it. At the end it will become a bendy kind of volcanic lasso that can target multiple enemies the bigger it gets, as long as you don't die. When that happens, you retain all your stuff minus 1 upgrade, and if you die before getting any other, it happens again and keeps scaling back. That's pretty fair. If you die a bunch of times in the same level, the game even gives you a full power item. With that, you can be immediately at the maximum strength possible, and it's a great feature they have implemented here. The interactions with the background are important because they show you that when enemies fall, it does damage to the terrain. This is such incredible work. Considering that water surfaces have ripple effects, these developers are absolutely out of their minds for releasing this in 1993. And a lot of trees, especially ones that seem to stand out taller than others, are clearly something to shoot at. Plus a bunch of other hidden ones. Some might pop up only if you destroy certain elements. What they drop is rare stuff like extra lives, enormous amounts of points, but those are completely unimportant this time around. Because they made a grave mistake. You don't get any ships for points. This is just terrible. Why even have a point system if it doesn't contribute anything to the gameplay? People think it's for high scores, but those don't matter to me at all. It's not how I roll. The only reward I care in video games is the ending. And here's the other blunder. There's no ending, it just loops. After the third one and looking about online, I saw that I could have gone for 100 times without any solution. So that they didn't have to credit their developers, those scummy fucks. Let's talk about tech. At least we end on a high note. Graphically, like I hinted at earlier, is very detailed. Almost everything is a sprite with some light texture work. That's how they made it so modular and able to react to fire, terrain deformation and explosions, plus debris when it falls in various places. Incredible amount of work went into this. It's very understated or a little decolored so that you, the enemies and everybody's bullets are easily seen and located with a quick glance. Those last ones are made in a fake 3D system with a bunch of vectors so that if you get it, it's mostly your mistake. It gets to dangerous levels of bullet hell in certain spots for my liking, but I at least can see them. I don't like that subgenre. I prefer nice enemy patterns that surprise you or try to go for your blind spots more than spam you with bullets. Musically is also fantastic, just the right amount of exploration melodies mixing with some high notes and more sped up sections. There's some stronger enemies that could be considered small-time bosses that are quite interesting because they seem to come about each time the music gets a bit tenser. After all, bosses have their own theme and such. Too bad that the game loops. I wonder what they could have done with an ending theme. I bet this composer could have come up with some really nice jazz. There's some hints of it in the levels themselves. Raiden 2 is a very fine game, but missing a bunch of memorable moments, so I only want to give it a 7 out of 10. Since I played so many games in the genre, this doesn't stand out much. But I know this series. I've played it already in the arcades, especially the first 2 Raiden Fighters games, so I can't wait for those. If you wanna see me play the games that I will review plus some extra stuff, catch me on Twitch at Araknie Retro. It's been another Habitat QC. Until next time, ciao ciao!